Hello students, this is Sujatag coming with class 10 ncert SSC Math with Sujata ji. Students, welcome in our passing strategy for class 10 Maharashtra board students. Student, this passing strategy is very beneficial for your subject maths. Okay, and या सब्जेक्टमुळे या पासिंग स्ट्रॅटेजीमुळे तुमचा जो सब्जेक्ट मॅथ्स आहे त्याच्यामध्ये तुम्ही स्कोरिंग करणार आहात, तुम्ही तुमचा रिझल्ट पास असा येणार आहे. सो स्टुडंट्स, तुम्ही ही पासिंग स्ट्रॅटेजी फॉलो करा. दिस इज माय स्ट्रॅटेजी अँड ऑल्सो that this strategy is very important and for your passing result students. So that's why you follow this strategy. Students. Okay, आणि या स्ट्रॅटेजी मध्ये पासिंग स्ट्रॅटेजी इन मॅथ्स मध्ये आपण काय केलेलं आहे, बोर्ड प्रिव्हियस इयर बोर्ड क्वेश्चन्स पेपर आपण सॉल्व करत आहोत आणि मॅथ्स 1 मॅथ्स 2 साठी हे बोर्ड क्वेश्चन्स पेपर आपण सॉल्व करत आहोत. आणि या बोर्ड क्वेश्चन्स पेपर मध्ये आपण असं बघितलेलं आहे, देयर आर सो मेनी, देयर आर द सम क्वेश्चन्स आर रिपीटेड and if you practice that such a type of the question, then 100% I sure that your maths result should be told more. Okay, so students, your result will be get 100%. You will be the 100% result students. So that's why you should follow this passing strategy. Now here students, there is a class 10 SSC board question paper that is a solving March 2020 paper. Okay, now see this March 2020 paper. Okay, so now the question first student here, that is 4 alternative answers are given for every sub questions, and select the correct alternative and write the alphabet of that answer. Okay, this is a question first state, each for the MCQ, and there are the 4 MCQ and each MCQ has each question having the 1 mark. So students, these questions are of really very easy. So students, do my strategy, follow my strategy. Okay, now here first question, out of the following which is the Pythagorean triplet? Okay students, we first check out that which one is the Pythagorean triplet. So now here students, that is first one 1 5 10. The first triplet is 1 5 10. Okay, so now here square of 1, square of 5, square of 10. So that means here students, that is the square of 1, here 25, here 100. So now no one two numbers get the third one answer. Okay, that is the addition of the square of the two numbers do not get the 100. Okay, square of the third one number. So it is not a Pythagorean triplet. Then the students 3, 4, 5. This is the triplet, square of 3, square of 4, square of 5. So that means here 9, 16 and 25. So now here the square of the two smallest number, the sum of the square of the two smallest number is equal to student 25, and that is equal to the square of the third number. That means students, definitely we can say that the 3, 4, 5, this triplet is called the Pythagorean triplet. So our final answer, our correct option is the B, that is 3, 4, 5. Okay students, then next one, third example students, that is the two circles of radii 5.5 cm and 3.3 cm respectively touch each other externally. What is the distance between their center? Now it is also very easy question students, that is if there is a word that the word come externally. Okay, the circle touch each other externally, then we sum up these the radii of the two given circle. Only sum up that radius, the measure of the radius, that is 5.5 centimeter plus 3.3 centimeter, and that means here the 8.8 centimeter. Okay, so here students, the final answer is option C, 8.8 centimeter. Then students, here the next one example, that is distance of point -3, 4 from the origin is. Now here students, from the origin, that means students here the origin is nothing but the 0, 0. Origin. The coordinate of the origin is 0, 0. And this point is minus 3, 4. Suppose this is the P. So now here we have to write the formula, that is the distance from P to O is equal to in the square root x2 minus x1 whole bracket square plus y2 minus y1 whole bracket square. So now here students, that is the, you can consider this is x1 y1 and this is x2 y2. So here students is equal to in the square root 0 minus of 3 whole bracket square plus 0 minus 4 whole bracket square. So here students, in the square root 0 plus 3 whole bracket square plus minus 4 whole bracket square. So students, here 3 square, that means nothing but the 9, and the square of minus 4 nothing but the 16. So here 9 plus 16, that is equal to 25, and the final answer is 5. Okay students, here that distance from P to O is equal to 5. ओके आई डू मी इथे लिहिलेले नाही आहेत, ऑप्शन्स लिहिलेले नाही आहेत. ओके सो that distance from P to O is equal to 5. Okay, now the next one here, the fourth one question, that is find the volume of a cube of side 3 centimeter, of side 3 centimeter. Now here students, there is a cube. Okay, we have to find out the volume of cube. Volume of cube. Now the formula is that side whole bracket cube. That means here students, the cube of 3. Now the cube of 3 means 3 multiply 3 multiply 3. That means student 3 3 is 9 and 3 is 27 centimeter cube. Okay, 27 centimeter cube. So that means students, the correct option is A, 27 centimeter cube. Okay, so now here students, the MCQ questions are finished. Now let us see the question first B. It is also for the 1 mark question. Then here see the first question. The ratio of corresponding sides of similar triangles is 3:5. Then find the ratio of their areas. Now here students, that is here the given. First we write the given. If you want to get the mark, full mark, then you should write the given. Here given is that the ratio of corresponding side. Okay, that is the ratio of sides. Ratio of corresponding sides. Ratio of corresponding sides is equal to 3:5. And then find the ratio of their areas. Then here we write that ratio of areas. Ratio of areas is equal to question mark. Students, here we write the area of first triangle is equal to A1, and the area of second triangle is equal to A2. Okay, and here students, the first, that is the side of first, no, here we do not write only the ratio, here given. So here we write as per formula, that is A1 upon A2 is equal to, that is the ratio of corresponding side. That means here, that is the first side whole bracket square upon the second side whole bracket square. Okay, and that means students that A1 upon A2 is equal to first side upon second side whole bracket square. So now here, that is the 3:5, that means 3 upon 5 whole bracket square. So 9 upon 25. So that means students, the ratio of their areas. Ratio of their areas. Here we write therefore ratio of their areas is equal to 9:25. 9:25. 25. Okay, students. Then next one, example. Find the diagonal of a square whose side is 10 centimeter. Now here students, there is a square and in that square we have to find out the diagonal, measure of the diagonal. Okay, so here I write the square and there the given is that side is equal to 10 centimeter and we have to find out the diagonal which is equal to question mark. So now here the formula for the side, how can we find out the diagonal of a square? That we know that side is equal to 1 upon root 2 multiply diagonal. Okay, so that means here students, here we have to find out the diagonal. So the formula for the diagonal is equal to root 2 multiply side. Okay, so that means here students, root 2 multiply side, that is the 10. So here students, diagonal is equal to 10 root 2 centimeter. 10 root 2 centimeter. Okay students, very easy questions. Okay. Then next one students. Quadrilateral ABCD is cyclic. If angle B is equal to 110, then find measure of angle D. Now here students, see that if that this is the circle and that circle there is a cyclic quadrilateral. This is a cyclic quadrilateral. I name it A, B, C, D. Now here students, the angle B, this is angle B which is equal to 110 and we have to find out the angle D. So now here angle B and angle D are opposite angles students. So that means here we use the theorem of cyclic quadrilateral here. So now here first you write down the given, that is quadrilateral ABCD is cyclic and angle B is equal to 110 degree and you have to find measure angle D is equal to question mark. So now here we write that is by the theorem of cyclic quadrilateral. Cyclic quadrilateral. That the opposite angles are supplementary. Opposite angles are supplementary. So that means here students, the major angle B plus major angle D is equal to 180 degree. So now here major angle B is 110. So major angle D is equal to 180. So major angle D is equal to 180 minus 110. That means major angle D is equal to 70 degree. So here such a way you can find out the measure of angle D. So that's why students here you know the property, you know the formula, you should know the theorem of the related question. Okay, then you can easily solve such a type of the questions because these questions are very easy and you could get the out of marks in Maths2 as well as in Maths1 because the questions are repeated so many times. Okay students, so this is our passing strategy. So now students, the fourth one example, that is find the slope of the line passing through the points A 2 3 and B 4 7. So now here students, that is we write down the first given and that given the point to point, that is the A 2 3. I consider that here A, that is A x1 y1, A x1 y1. That means students x1 is equal to 2 and y1 is equal to 3. Now here students the second point, that is the B 4 7. That means it which is equal to B x2 y2 and then students x2 becomes 4 and y2 becomes 7. So now here students the slope of the line if the two given, there are the 2 points are given. Slope of the line. You have to find the slope of the line. Then the formula is y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. Then substitution, that is the y2 minus y1, that is 7 minus 3. So 7 minus 3, x2 minus x1, that is 4 minus 2. So here students 4 upon 2. So 2. That is the 2. So here our final answer, that is the slope of the line. Slope of the line is equal to 2. Okay students, very easy. हा क्वेश्चन नेहमी विचारता students. So लक्षात ठेवा, it is very important question. Now here students, the next one question. That next one question is for the question 2A. That is complete and write the following activities. Okay students. So here we first read the question. In the figure given, O is the center of the circle. O is the center of the circle. Segment PS is a tangent segment and S is the point of contact. Line PR is a second, and if PQ is equal to 3.6, QR is equal to 6.4, find PS. Okay, we have to find PS. Now basic proportionality theorem. By basic proportionality theorem. What is that basic proportionality? That is the Pn upon Nr. Pn upon Nr is equal to Pm upon Nq. Pm upon Nq. Now the substitution, students, that is the Pn upon 8 is equal to 15 upon 10. Now cross multiplication, Pn is equal to 15 multiplied 8 divided by 10. Then here, students, that Pn is equal to 120 upon 10. So Pn is equal to 0 get cancelled. Then here Pn is equal to 12. Okay, students. So on the basis of the basic proportionality theorem, we can use this example. Okay, we can solve this example and finding out the Pn. Okay, now let us see the next one example, students. The next one example is that in triangle MNP. In triangle MNP, see here, students, this is the figure. The figure is given here. Now this is the triangle MNP. So this is MNP. Okay, so now here this is the triangle MNP. Okay, triangle MNP, and here angle MNP is equal to 90 degree. This angle MNP is equal to 90 degrees, students. Then segment NQ perpendicular segment MP. See here, segment NQ. This is the segment NQ, students. Okay, NQ, and this is perpendicular to MP. Perpendicular to MP, and NQ is equal to 9. This NQ is equal to 9. QP is equal to 4. This QP is equal to 4, and we have to find out NQ, that is this one distance, that is a perpendicular segment. Okay, now we have to calculate the perpendicular segment, and now that perpendicular segment is drawn on the hypotenuse of the right angle triangle. So that means it is the geometric mean property. We use here the geometric mean property, student. So let us solve it. First we write the given, students. Okay, so now here given that in triangle MNP, angle MNP is equal to 90 degree. Segment NQ, perpendicular segment NP, and then NQ is equal to 9, then QP is equal to 4, and then find NQ. So NQ is equal to question mark. So now here, students, we write that by geometric mean property. By geometric mean property. Okay. By geometric mean property, what it says, that NQ square is equal to NQ multiplied PQ. Now the substitution values, that is the 9 multiplied 6, 9 multiplied 4. So 9 4s are 36, so NQ square is equal to 36. So NQ square is equal to square of 6. Now squaring on both the sides, NQ is equal to 6. Okay, students? Therefore, NQ is equal to 6. Then next one, students. Okay, next example. That is the third one example. Here it is in the figure given above, N is the center of the circle and segment K is a tangent segment. L is a point of contact. If NK is equal to 12, K is equal to 6 root 3. Now students, here the by mistake, that is here 6 root 3. 6 root 3. Then find the radius of the circle. Find the radius of the circle. Now here, students, that if you observe the figure, then you clearly notice that there is a circle with center M. Okay, there is a circle with center M. There is a radius. There is a radius ML. Okay, there is a radius ML, and there is a tangent. Tangent from point L. That is, L is a point of contact, students. L is a point of contact, and we draw the tangent, that is the LK. We draw the tangent LK, and then there is a line segment from the center of the circle to the tangent of the end point. Then here students, that the given is that mk is equal to 12, okay, and here kl is equal to 6 root 3. Okay, so now here students, we have to find out the radius of the circle. That means here students, we have to find out the ml. So now how can we find out the ml? That here students, that ml is a radius, LK is a tangent, that means it is a 90-degree angle at L. So it is a right angle triangle students. It is a right angle triangle, and here we can use the Pythagoras theorem. So here we can solve it this but with the help of Pythagoras theorem. So now here students, first write down the given. So here I write down given, that is the ml is a radius. First I write down segment ml is a radius. Then segment lk is a tangent. lk is a tangent. Therefore, major angle MLK is equal to 90 degree. It means that triangle MLK is a right angle triangle. Right angle triangle. And therefore, by applying Pythagoras theorem, Pythagoras theorem. So here, by applying Pythagoras theorem, that nk is a hypotenuse. So nk square is equal to ml square plus lk square. That means here substitution 12 square is equal to ml square plus 6 root 3 whole bracket square. Okay students, and then here that 144 is equal to ml square plus, now here the square of 6 root 3. How can we calculate? That is the square of 6, that means 6 multiply 6, 36. And the square of root 3, that means root 3 multiply root 3, that is equal to 3. And the multiple of this, that will be 108. So here I write 108. So now here 144 minus 108, which is equal to ml square. So that means here it is 36 ml square. So 36 is the square of 6. So 6 square is the ml square. So that means 6 is equal to ml, and that means we can write here ml is equal to 6. That means here students, ml is a radius of circle. So I write here radius of the circle. Radius of the circle is 6. Okay students. So this way we should know the property, formula or the theorem of the book. Now here student, next example, that is a fourth one example. See, find the coordinates of midpoint of the segment joining the points 22, 20 and 0, 16. So now here students, the points are given and we use here the midpoint formula. We use here the midpoint formula. So what is that midpoint formula? So here first I write that the points. So first consider I here let A 22, 20 as the first point as A x1, y1. That means here students, x1 is equal to 22, y1 is equal to 20. And here second point, that is the B 0, 16. So here 0, 16 consider as B x2, y2. So that means here students that here x2 is equal to 0 and y2 is equal to 16. Okay students, and that means here students that the midpoint formula, that here coordinates of midpoint. Okay, coordinates of midpoint, that is equal to x1 plus x2 upon 2 comma y1 plus y2 upon 2. So here students, that is the x1 plus x2, that is the 22 plus 0. 22 plus 0 upon 2 comma y1 plus y2, that is 20 plus 16. Here 20 plus 16 upon 2. So now here 22 upon 2, then 36 upon 2. So here 11 and here 18. So here students, the coordinates of midpoint is equal to 11, 18. Is equal to 11, 18. Okay students, very easy questions. Now the next one students, next one example. That next one example is a person is standing at a distance of 80 meters from a church and looking at its top. The angle of elevation is of 45 degree. Find the height of the church. Now solving this example, before that we have to draw the figures. So first figure out that there is a person. First we write down the horizontal, draw the horizontal line. There is a person, that person is P. Okay, represent that P as a person, and there is a church. So this is the base of the church. This is the base of the church, and there is a top. So this is the top of the church. So TB is the height of the church. TB is the height of the church, and P is a person, and he looked at the top of the church. So that means I draw his line segment PT. So now here students, that TP and PB are perpendicular with each other. So there is a major angle TBP is equal to 90 degree, and that person look at the top with the angle of elevation, and that is equal to 45 degree. So here students, I write 45 degree, and the distance between the church and the person is 80 meter. So I write here 80 meter. So here such an information is given, and we can draw the figure. Okay, now solve it. That first given, that is distance from P to B. Distance from P to B. Now here that distance from, no students, first we describe this figure, that P represent a person, P represent a person, then B stands for the base of the church, base of the church, T represent the top of the church, and then TB is the height of the church, height of the church. Okay. Now here the PB is the distance from person to church, person to the base of the church, and that is equal to students 80 meter. Okay, and we have to find out the TB, that is TB. Here I read TB, here TB is equal to question mark. Okay students, now here the angle of elevation, that is we write here that major angle TPB is equal to 45 degree. We stand by the angle of deviation, angle of elevation. Okay students, now here we use which ratio? That here we have to find out the TB, that is the opposite side of angle 45 degree, and the adjacent side is given. So that's why here we use the tan ratio. So here tan 45 degree is equal to opposite side of angle 45 degree divided by adjacent side of angle 45 degree. So now opposite side of angle 45, that is TB, and the adjacent, that is the PB. And here tan 45 is equal to 1, so that means PB is equal to TB. Now here students, PB is equal to 80, and here TB, so that means TB is equal to 80. and that is the meter. So that means here students that TB is the height of the church. So here we write height of the church. Height of the church is equal to 80 meter. Height of the church is equal to 80 meter. Okay, students.